Are you only a high school graduate?
What? I couldn't believe my ears when her once composed demeanor turned into a cold, disdainful voice.
I thought you must be brilliant, being Ken's brother, but just a high school graduate?
Emma glared at me with contempt.
I didn't want to invite a poor, uneducated brother-in-law, but Ken insisted, so I made an exception.
Got it. In that case, I have an idea.
An idea? From a high school graduate? It's probably something worthless. Let's hear it.
How about we cancel the job offer?
What?
Emma stared at me in confusion. She seemed not to understand the situation. Didn't you hear me? I said, cancel the job offer. My name is Kyle Wilson, 40 years old. I was the type who silently built small blocks from a young age. And once I got a screwdriver, I started taking apart toy trains and robots. I was fascinated by how the insides of these toys worked and the role of each tiny part. However, while I loved disassembling them, reassembling was quite challenging. The person who made this is amazing. Someday, I want to create things like this. Even as I thought that, I broke many toys and got scolded by my parents. The damage even extended to household appliances. Once I disassembled our toaster, I immediately went to the local electronics store to buy a new one. Choosing a career in manufacturing was a natural fit for me. So after graduating from a technical high school, I immediately started working at a local factory. It was a subsidiary of a major company. Initially, I did simple tasks, but the company had a culture that encouraged skill development if you showed enthusiasm and talent. I enjoyed working with machines and quickly became absorbed in my work. I wasn't very good at socializing, but I had supportive seniors and caring bosses who generously shared their skills and knowledge, making my days fulfilling. However, I became so engrossed in work that time flew by, and here I am at this age. My parents aren't getting any younger either. Recently, when I returned home after a long time, my older brother Ken was also there. He's 3 years older than me and has a contrasting personality. He's been outgoing and physically active since childhood. He was always kind to me. He would use his small allowance to buy me candy. I adored my brother. I was the type of person who couldn't see around me once I focused. He never got mad at me and praised my efforts.
Kyle, you're amazing. You might become a great inventor someday.
He was serious but also cheerful and had many friends. He excelled in school and was my pride and joy. The woman he was marrying was 10 years younger but very capable. My brother looked incredibly happy when I saw him recently, and I was really looking forward to their wedding. On the wedding day, I was introduced to the bride in the family waiting room.
This is my wife, Emma. Emma, this is my brother, Kyle.
Nice to meet you.
Emma, dressed in a pure white gown, bowed gracefully. Nice to meet you too. I shook hands with her nervously. After introducing me, my brother said he was going to greet some other guests and left. With just the two of us remaining, I searched for something to talk about when I heard a dramatic sigh from beside me.
Are you only a high school graduate?
What? I couldn't believe my ears when her once composed demeanor turned into a cold, disdainful voice.
I thought you must be brilliant, being Ken's brother, but just a high school graduate?
Emma glared at me with contempt.
I didn't want to invite a poor, uneducated brother-in-law, but Ken insisted, so I made an exception.
Her harsh words left me speechless.
What's the matter? You look surprised. Oh, don't worry. I won't say anything about not wanting to be family with a high school grad in front of Ken.
Emma narrowed her eyes and gave a cold smile. Are you deceiving my brother? I managed to ask, and she answered without remorse.
Deceive. That's a harsh word. I just haven't mentioned that I despise low-educated, useless people.
Education doesn't matter. I'm working hard.
Working hard? Staring blankly at parts on a dirty factory line?
What? That's not true. Her attitude towards factory work made me angry. I tried to argue, but she cut me off.
You can spend your life in a smelly factory. We got job offers from a major company as a couple. Unlike you.
A major company?
Do you know PAG? It's a huge corporation.
Of course, I knew it. Everyone in America did.
I worked at a major ad agency after graduating from Stanford, but I decided to change jobs. Ken is joining me.
With Ken?
Yes, it was a coincidence. We were both job hunting at the same time. We got offers as a couple. It's something a high school graduate like you couldn't imagine.
Emma smiled at me with contempt. I was filled with disbelief. I couldn't believe Ken chose such a woman. Should I tell him what just happened and risk ruining his happiness? But can he truly be happy marrying someone like her? As I was pondering, Ken returned, smiling after finishing his greetings.
The ceremony is about to start. We should go.
Yeah, sure. Have a good time. Noticing my gloomy expression, Ken looked at me with concern.
Kyle, you don't look well. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really looking forward to the ceremony. I forced a smile as I sent them off.
Thanks. See you later.
Emma whispered to me as she swished her beautiful dress.
If you snitch to Ken, you won't get away with it.
A chill ran down my spine. Watching them walk away, I couldn't hide my agitation. After the solemn ceremony, we moved to the reception hall. To grand music, the bride and groom entered, and Ken and Emma's wedding reception began. They looked filled with happiness as friends and family congratulated them. But I couldn't genuinely celebrate for them. I couldn't enjoy the gourmet dishes either. After the toasts, cake cutting, introductions, and speeches, the bride and groom re-entered the room after changing outfits. The doors opened, and a cheer went up. The groom escorted the bride in her colored dress. They went to each table to greet the guests. The bride and groom carried candles to each table and finally reached the family table. When Emma's mom said, "You look beautiful," she smiled sweetly. As they lit the candle and were about to move on, Emma's hand brushed my glass. The glass clattered loudly to the floor. A staff member rushed over, but my suit was drenched in wine.
I'm sorry.
When I met her eyes, I realized it was intentional. Her eyes were smiling. While I changed in another room, the ceremony neared its end. I never imagined my future sister-in-law would treat me like this. Ken probably didn't realize her true nature. I wondered if I should tell him about this. As I pondered, the ceremony ended. They went to an after party with their friends, but the family part was over.
Thank you.
Emma thanked my dad and mom and saw them off. Before leaving, I said a word to Ken. Congrats today. It was a great ceremony.
Thanks. Maybe you're next?
No way. It'll be a long time before that.
Don't say that.
Seeing Ken's smiling face made my chest ache. I wonder how Ken would feel if I told him what Emma said. Knowing my kind brother, he would definitely be hurt.
Ken, your mom is calling you.
Emma said, and Ken waved to me saying, "I'll be right back." Once she confirmed he had left, Emma glared at me sharply.
Did you tell Ken anything?
No, nothing. I answered, looking down. Feeling satisfied with my response, she smirked maliciously.
Even if you did, he wouldn't believe you. He's totally in love with me.
I see.
Don't worry about us. We'll be happy together, so stay out of our lives.
While I didn't want to get involved with Emma, I couldn't ignore the situation for my brother's sake. Even if it hurt him, I felt I needed to tell him the truth. I made up my mind. Got it. In that case, I have an idea.
An idea? A high school graduate's idea is probably worthless. Let's hear it.
How about canceling your job offer?
What?
Emma glared at me in confusion. She seemed not to understand the situation. Didn't you hear me? I said, cancel your job offer.
What are you talking about?
At that moment, Ken returned.
Is something wrong with you two? You seem to be deep in conversation.
Ken, perfect timing. Emma seems to be declining her job offer from PAG.
What?
At his angry voice, Ken looked at Emma in surprise. Emma hastily cleared her throat and tried to ask me in a calm manner.
Kyle, what do you mean by that?
What do I mean? I thought it would sound better to say she declined rather than the offer being canceled. As I tilted my head, Emma's temple twitched.
I'm asking what you mean by canceled or declined.
It means exactly what it sounds like. Sorry for the late introduction, but this is who I am. I handed her my business card, and her face turned pale.
What is this?
Ken also looked at the card in bewilderment.
PAG Corporation, HR manager?
That's a lie.
Forgetting Ken's presence, Emma screamed.
Stop messing with me. How dare you make a fake business card like this? Aren't you ashamed?
Fake? I don't have time for that. Weren't you interviewed by Director Miller?
Oh yes, Director Miller. It was on his name tag.
How do you know? The interviewer's name.
Emma muttered in a daze. My desk is close to his.
That's not what I'm asking. How dare you lie about being the HR manager? Do you think you can get away with this?
Ken was shocked by Emma's outburst.
Emma, what's wrong? Why are you so angry?
Ken, Emma seems to have misunderstood me.
Misunderstood. But Kyle, when did you join HR? I actually got a job offer from PAG too.
Despite being confused by Emma's attitude, Ken spoke to me. Ken, I'm sorry for not telling you. I actually knew you were coming, but the director told me to keep quiet until it was official. Though I was under a gag order, I apologized to Ken for keeping it from him.
So that's what happened. I heard you were transferred to the parent company, but I didn't know you switched jobs. Emma, Kyle has been with PAG all this time.
Ken, be quiet.
Startled by Emma's sudden outburst, Ken fell silent with wide eyes. Emma, unable to keep up with the conversation, trembled as she questioned me.
What do you mean? I thought you were just a high school graduate working at a factory. Why is this happening?
Yes, I worked at the factory you look down on, a subsidiary of PAG.
Subsidiary?
As Emma turned pale, I began explaining the situation. Just as she said, I was a high school graduate working at a factory. It was the factory of a subsidiary with PAG, a major company, as the parent. Of course, there was a vast difference in treatment between the parent company and the subsidiary. However, seeing my dedication to my work, my boss arranged for me to be transferred to the parent company to learn new skills. I took this opportunity seriously and worked hard at the parent company. It was truly enjoyable to gain new skills and knowledge. But after acquiring a certain level of skills, I noticed a significant issue in the company. The problem was in passing down these fantastic skills to the next generation. I brought this up with my supervisor at the parent company. He seemed somewhat aware, but hadn't expected me to point it out. I wanted to do everything I could as a transferee from the subsidiary, but I worried I might have overstepped. However, my comments reached the higher UPAs. Surprisingly, they asked me, "Why don't you join our company?" I hesitated, saying I had responsibilities at my original job, but they offered me a position if I agreed to join. When I told my boss at the subsidiary, he was genuinely happy for me. He was the one who had provided me with so many learning opportunities. I hesitated to leave, feeling I owed him a lot, but he said to me,
If you stay with the parent company, you'll be able to do much more than here. Become successful there and support our factory.
"But I don't know if I can succeed. I joined because I love working with machines, not to work in HR."
That's exactly why you should recruit people like you. Bringing in those kinds of people will elevate our skills.
I see. So, creating an environment where people can learn as I did is the goal. I began to see a vision forming. In the current era, fostering young talent for smooth skill transfer is crucial, and creating an environment conducive to human resource development is essential. My job is to improve the factory environment and support motivated young workers and skilled technicians.
See, now you're eager to start, right? After finishing that, you can return to working with machines.
So, will you wait for me to come back?
What? You don't plan to let me retire?
My boss laughed, and I laughed too. With his encouragement, I decided to transfer to the parent company.
This can't be. A high school graduate as PAG's HR manager.
Emma, you've been referring to Kyle as a high school graduate repeatedly, but that's not very nice.
Ken admonished Emma. Emma glared at Ken with an incredulous expression.
If you had told me properly about your brother, I wouldn't be in this mess.
I did introduce him properly. I said Kyle had incredible focus since he was a kid and would achieve something great someday.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Interrupting Ken, Emma screamed hysterically.
A loser who couldn't get into anything but a factory job with just a high school diploma.
Emma, that's not true. Kyle is very talented and…
How can you say that? He didn't even go to college.
Unlike me, who went to college without a clear goal, Kyle knew exactly what he wanted to do since he was a kid.
When I said I would get a job right after high school, no one objected. Everyone understood what I wanted to do, and they believed in what I was doing. How grateful I am for that.
It's not about going to college. Kyle chose to work because he wanted to be in a factory.
To think someone saw me this way, be it at work or at home. I have always been blessed with good people.
His respect and passion for making things and his relentless effort are why Kyle succeeded.
Someone like him succeeded.
Emma frowned deeply.
Kyle loved working with machines and respected those who made things since he was a kid. When he wanted to improve or learn more, he could focus so intensely that he lost sight of everything around him. I always admired that about him.
Ken, I was filled with surprise and joy that my kind and talented brother thought of me that way.
Shut up. You were in on it too. Both of you trying to set me up.
In on it? I don't understand what you're saying. Please calm down.
Seeing Emma's sudden change, Ken looked sad. I didn't want to see my brother like this, so I considered staying quiet. But I couldn't.
Why? Are you saying I'm worse than a high school graduate? Don't be ridiculous. I graduated from Stanford.
At her words, Ken lowered his eyes sadly.
Emma, maybe I misunderstood you.
What do you mean? What did I do?
Emma repeated, sensing that Ken's words weren't getting through to her. He looked at me for support. Ken, I'm sorry, but Emma can't join our company. We can't work with someone who speaks so abusively. Besides, Emma isn't suited for manufacturing. Can you understand that?
Oh, Emma seems a bit agitated today. We'll talk about it at home. Emma, let's go. Please, don't say anything more.
What do you mean I'm not suited? What do you know?
I let out a small sigh. She still didn't realize that the factory work she mocked was essential to the manufacturing industry. Manufacturers don't just develop and sell products.
What are you talking about? I know that.
Products are made in factories. Without the factories you've been belittling, manufacturing can't exist. You have no love for making things. Emma bit her lip and glared at me. People who can't respect those who make our products aren't suitable for our company, I told Emma firmly. She turned red with anger, clenching her teeth.
How dare you? You lousy brothers. A useless high school grad and a loser who doesn't defend his wife. Give me back my life.
She shouted as Ken pulled her away.
Emma, let's go. The rest is between us.
Her look sad, but there was nothing more I could do. Their relationship had likely reached a breaking point. Emma was dragged away by him and disappeared from my sight. I never saw her again. Ken and Emma decided to divorce after talking it over. A quick divorce. Just 3 days after the wedding. He apologized to me, but Emma wouldn't listen. Her pride wouldn't allow her to apologize to a high school graduate she had mocked so much. He was shocked by her attitude and decided there was no going back. Emma lost not only her job offer from a major company, but also her husband who worked there. Ken was down for a while, but he's naturally cheerful and optimistic. I hope he'll thrive in his new job. As for me, I'm working hard every day to solve the factory's skill transfer issues. I'm strengthening support for experienced technicians and working hard to secure young talent. Training the young generation is building the future of our products. I'm here to ensure that our products continue into the future. I believe I'm here for that reason. Since I was originally transferred from the factory, I know many people on the ground. I'm grateful that they find my transfer amusing and don't hold back on giving me their candid opinions. I want to create a better environment based on everyone's feedback. Today, I have lunch planned with Ken at the company cafeteria. Ken spotted me and waved. The savory aroma filling the cafeteria made my stomach growl. Today's daily special is fried chicken. I'll eat my fill and give my best in the afternoon's work. Each effort is a step towards a brighter future.